Hi everyone, this is Harley from Garden FL, and today we're actually at the farm and we're going to be reviewing some of the anonas that we have planted over the time. So it's been about a month now that I've had this piece of land, and as you can tell, it's a bit flooded right here because we're in the hurricane season or the really rainy season of Florida. So it's just been constant rain all the time, and I'm actually going to show you why I don't mind the flooding right there, because this is actually going to be helping us for what I'm going to do in the future for my fruit farm. So here are the anonas. In the beginning I just have some June plums, but like as you can tell right here are some beautiful sugar apples. And so these are lines. I have about, right now, I would say 25 sugar apples planted, and I'm gonna do about another line back there. As you can see, I have some over there, but most of these sugar apples have already been pruned, and as you can tell, this is their new growth. Now, the reason I prune them at the time I do is to stimulate new growth and also flower set so I can get fruit for the winter crop. Now, these sugar apple plants, believe it or not, they have already flowered and they've already harvested fruit. So as you can tell, there's more flowers coming, meaning more fruit, because I'm just gonna pollinate those. And some of these already have some fruit. I'm not gonna stress the trees out too much because I just wanna, let those go and harvest, so I can harvest them. But as you see, all this beautiful new growth is formed on the sugar apples. So this is really good because this tells me that the soil is really good in Punta Gorda, and the sugar apples are responding really well to the way I planted them and to the amount of sunlight they're getting. As you see, this is a custard apple I have right here, and new growth is formed, and this will be actually branching growth, so we can actually start to form the canopy on the red custard apple. And in between them I have a chop and drop plants. This is actually a Mexican sunflower that I got from the Hart brothers that actually live right around the corner. We're actually neighbors, so that's really cool. And as you see, this is growing, the Mexican sunflower is growing in between the custard apple, and this actually right here is a Rhino, and you can see that I pruned the Rhino and it's already coming back, guys. It's gonna, hopefully, maybe we'll get a flower, but I'm not sure because the one I have in my house hasn't flowered after I pruned it, but it's getting a lot of good, beautiful new leaf growth, which I don't mind. What I really want to do is build a canopy for the long term for these trees, so that's why it's coming along great. Look at this, guys. This is beautiful new leaf growth, and as you could also tell that in between I have a lot of droppings such as my vegetables, and I'm going to be putting more of these tree droppings. But here I have, as you can see, another line. There's another sugar apple. So let me just give you guys a view so you could see kind of where we are. This is all sugar apple, and over there is where it's kind of a little bit of flooding, but I'm going to organize that to where it's going to kind of be like this, guys. So I want to have little paths, little waterways like this going in between my farm, and not really all the way in between my farm, but where the anonas are. Now one of the reasons why I want this is because the anona species generally just love water. These plants originated from South America, and in South America, guys, you have the rainforest, it rains a lot. So these plants are naturally used to being in kind of water areas. They don't tolerate flooding, but they do tolerate like water right here. And as you can see, it's not flooding, but it's very good. So you could tell that this sugar apple right here actually is flowering, guys. So look at this. Oof. Let's actually check the flower, because last time I saw pollinators here, and I don't think there's any pollinators in there. Oh wow, there actually is. Let's see if we can zoom in. And so there's actually the Nitulid beetles in there, and they're the natural pollinators for the sugar apples. Now I kind of just want to leave it be because, like I said, I really want to do everything here at the farm natural. I'm doing no fertilizers or anything. What I'm going to be fertilizing with is, the plants that are going to be growing between these guys, such as Mexican sunflowers, castor bean, and a few other things, such as pigeon peas. Yeah, guys, this is kind of how my sugar apple row is coming along. As you can see, guys, it's just beautiful new growth. Now, this one I planted right here actually was from seed from Colombia. So this one I got from Colombia, and a sugar apple that was super huge. It was like the size of a football. But as you see, it's doing great here. I prune it so I can branch out some. And here I just have some more sugar apples. This one is actually almost ready to pick. Wow, yeah, look at that one. That one's doing really good. You could tell it's almost ready to pick too, because it's starting to get the white in between the green nose, and it's starting to pop out more. But it's still pretty hard, so we're gonna leave it on the vine. This one needs a hard pruning too once I harvest it. Although it's growing, as you could tell, it's already growing, which is really good, guys, because, the sugar apples here are loving the soil in Punta Gorda. And like I said, this is going to be like mainly an Annona farm, but I'm also going to be growing all sorts of mangoes and all sorts of other fruit. But you know, I just sugar apple and Annonas are just, I'm so attracted to. So that's why I just want a whole farm of it. So look at, and right here I planted a hog plum. This is actually, let's see what the tag says. So this is a red hog plum. Yeah, red hog plum. I got this from Top Tropicals here in Florida. And the tree is just beautiful, beautiful. Look, you could tell that these plants really already like the soil, and they're growing just really good. So back here I have a coconut. Now this coconut palm is actually doing very good, and I have some other things to plant right over here, but this is another hog plum that I planted. As you can tell, it's doing very good as well. It's just shooting up its new growth, and another sugar apple back there. So my property actually goes over there more, and I'm gonna eventually fence it in, but I have to top down, you know, clear more space and, you know, exactly see what I'm gonna do. But for right now, I just like to start with this because it's, you know, pretty simple. I'm laying out the foundation of the property. I'm going to be kind of clearing this a little bit, making it a little more organized so the water can flow in a little more straight line like this, and I'm gonna make this deeper, so it's gonna look really good eventually. But I have some plants over here. Now I'm kind of concerned because it's been flooding like this for about a day now. So this is June plum, also known as cot. So I don't know, it hasn't really been doing much since the flooding, but I might eat that later. It's really good with the miracle berry. It tastes really good. So here we have a Thai white guava. As you see, it has new growth as well, but like I said, it's part flooded, so I might have to move these trees. It might not have been a smart idea to plant these. This is another guava. It's doing good. Kind of planted right here. It's just missing it. But here we have a star apple. My apologies. And oh my gosh, guys, it has grown so much. This leaf is so big. So I think it's actually really liking the spot, being kind of like in a wet area. So the moment I see that it has some sort of like wilting or flooding, I'm gonna definitely remove them from that area. I still have to plant all these sugar apples, guys. And this is not even half of what I have yet to bring over. My house still has so much plant trees, fruit trees that I have to bring. Here we have a jackfruit. As you can tell, the jackfruit is actually looking really good. So here I have one jackfruit, and then right over here, I would say 10 feet away, I have another jackfruit. And this one is actually, oh, this one branched, and you know, it's growing on its own. Here I have a katuk. Right over here I have another star apple. This star apple is actually the purple variety. The one you just saw a few moments ago was the green variety. And the purple variety star apple is, the leaves are a little smaller, I believe, compared to the green ones. The green ones are much bigger. So this area I might have to reconsider because I planted some fruit trees. Like this is a tamarind over here, and this tamarind, you know, it doesn't look like it's kind of having any flood issues. It actually has grown a lot. And you know, tamarinds get a big tree, so they love water. Big trees love water. And here's another hog plum that I planted over here. Now I think this hog plum, here's the water, guys. It's really, it feels really good. Oh, wow, there's a whole bit, I forgot. This hog plum doesn't show any signs yet of decline, or what's the word? Well, actually it does. It shows signs of too much water. As you see, the leaves are wilting. So I'm actually gonna remove this tree from here because this is just a little flood zone that I have to take care of. Now this property isn't exactly in a flood zone, but when it does rain a lot, like we're in hurricane season, the water does build up like this. But like I said, I have a system that we're just gonna be smart with it and use it for the Annonas, because we're just gonna utilize, you know, how we're gonna use this land. This is a jackfruit that I planted. As you can tell, it's doing really good. Everything that you see behind here, guys, is not gonna stay. Like now it's gonna stay because summers are hot in Florida, but once these trees get established, the jackfruits are gonna want to grow. So they're gonna get every space they need to grow. This is another jackfruit. I have no idea what the varieties are, but they all have different leaves and different varieties. So I think it's gonna be a nice surprise. Now something I haven't yet done is, well, I have kind of, but I have to plant about like 20 more ice cream beans around my property. This is just, I probably planted like 2 or 3. But this is a Igna Vera ice cream bean. As you see, it's doing really good. It has this new beautiful leaf that you see. I'm gonna need to plant more of those all over because those are gonna be eventually the canopy trees on this fruit farm. So that's why I planted it close to this one right here, because this tree will be replaced in about 2 years with that ice cream bean. And this one, as you see, serves kind of like a canopy. So I'm just planting them close and, you know, mapping out. And ice cream beans don't actually mind being kind of in wet areas. So it actually really likes this. It's going to benefit from this because I'm going to, you know, make it real nice. And there I have some pineapples that are kind of flooded, so we'll remove those. Here is a vegetable hummingbird plant. So I don't think it's going to tolerate the flooding, but we're going to see. So yeah, this is the banana. And as you see, it's actually doing really good. This my neighbor gave me. So this is a beautiful loquat. I'm not sure of the variety, but I got it from my Thai friend. So it's just doing really good. As you could tell, loquats are native to Florida, just because you could tell how beautiful and vibrant it is just doing in its native soil. So it's really happy. This one was actually in a pot for a while, so it's so happy to actually be, you know, in the ground. This is actually a Plaintain. I believe it's like a rhino horn Plaintain, but these get huge. And this is the plátano that we eat in Colombia. So this I know my whole family is going to enjoy once it grows. This is actually one of the first things I planted, and I got that from so-called Grove in Sarasota, and I buy from them a lot because, you know, they're good people and they're really close, really local to where I've always lived. So I like them a lot. Shout out to them. Over here, there's more. So in this area over here, this is where I'm going to plant PPCs, atemoyas. There's going to be rows of PPC. That's where the entrance is going to be. But PPC over here, PPC over here, and we're going to clear all that. So PPCs also love to be by water. So I'm going to dig some kind of irrigation things over here. We're going to have water kind of like this. So, you know, this flooding isn't all that bad because the previous owners kind of dug these horizontal lines across the property to purposely collect water like this. Their purpose, I'm not sure what they're trying to do with it, but we're going to work with it, and, you know, we're going to build onto it. So this is actually a red guava. I believe it's a ruby red guava. Look at this new growth, guys. I really like this new growth because I love guavas. As you can tell, it suffered from some sunburn. So yeah, you could tell that this is in full sun right here. This is full sun. So you could tell that guavas don't really, you know, at least that one was struggling. Oh, I totally forgot I planted this yesterday. This is a strawberry tree. This one I moved from a house, and it got beat by the wind. But look, you could tell it's a strawberry tree because the bloom. So this is the strawberry tree. It looks like a strawberry flower, so I think that's where it gets the name. But I planted it here because in my house it was just growing so big. And look, it even has fruit on there. That's not ready yet though. But this one's gonna go huge, and the reason why I love this tree is because you can take air layers really easy. Oh, look, a butterfly. Look, wow. Oh my God, we just witnessed it getting pollinated. Oh wow, it's so pretty. Wow, it's a beautiful sight. Oh, that's awesome. You know, this makes me so happy because the fact that we're already planting fruit trees that just bring pollinators to this yard, to my beautiful fruit farm, is just, you know, so cool. Because it's not very often that people get the opportunity, you know, to just build a fruit farm, and this fruit farm is going to be forever for my life. So I'm very happy to be able to get a piece of land and, you know, be able to do this. So this guy's all going to get cleared. This is on him, you know, PPC lines. Now I love atemoya just as much as I love sugar apple, and to be honest, atemoya to me is like a big sugar apple, big meaty sugar apple. So over here, as you see, some more irrigation. Now this actually goes all the way in the middle to where we just were, and in the middle is where the line of anonas is. But I want to show you guys this. This is actually my variegated wax jambu. Now this is a big tree. This is gonna be a big tree, and this variety actually gets big. The wax jambu gets big, so I can't wait till this one, you know, this becomes a big tree too. So I said, you know, I'm gonna give him his own space over here. Guys, I'm gonna eventually clear all of this over here, and it's gonna look really nice. But I just have to get the tools because what I've been working with is just a machete and some other tools. You know, I haven't had access to the big heavy machinery, but I want to show you guys this over here. This is just my little nursery that I have going on, and as you can tell, you know, I have some ice cream beans over here. There's some mangoes, and this is all PPC. That is our Rhino over there, and I have some more things. You know, just some sugar apples here that are growing, and some pineapples. I have some beautiful some beautiful flowers over here. that I need to plant. Now, I'm not too sure of the names, but look at this, guys. These are beautiful. These are things. And my Rolinias haven't sprouted yet, nor have my PPC atemoya. So we're gonna weed on those. It's gonna be, I think, another month till we can get something out of those. But yeah, guys, this is just so far. What's the progress? These are some jackfruit that I have to harvest the seeds from. These are actually from Sokoto Grove too. Now these are inedible, but cool to just keep at the farm and use for seeds in the future. So guys, yeah, look. This is how it's coming along. The date is August 24th, I believe. August 24th and 2020. As you can see, we are at the sugar apple farm located in Punta Gorda. This is the progress so far. We are gonna add mulch eventually once we get mulch, but it is all looking good so far.